Mr. Oliver, out to you. You've been with him. You've heard the versions. At this juncture, what is his version? And I'm not saying there were different versions before. I just want to get his story. You're his friend. Tell me his story. I don't want to hear it from a reporter. I don't want to hear it from reading something. I want to hear it from you. You're his friend. Go ahead. What happened?
Well, his version of the story is what was published yesterday by the Orlando Sentinel. And Nancy, I think you'll agree that part of the problems of this story is not only the Sanford police investigation, but how the story's been covered from the very beginning, with the stories that George Zimmerman is white. He's not white. He's a Latino male. And it's just snowballed from there. At the beginning of your story, Nancy, at the beginning of your story, he was characterized as being 70, 80 pounds heavier than Trayvon. Not only was George shorter than Trayvon, he weighs about 170 pounds.
Okay, because we were told he weighed about 250 pounds.
And that information came from his arrest in 2005, which was publicized when people were looking into his background. They just said he was arrested. You can get his dimensions on that. They didn't say what he was arrested for, which was for. Let me finish. He was arrested for coming to the aid of a friend.
Because it was never said on this show that anybody's white, that anybody's African American. That hasn't even been talked about on my show. But
I'm saying the media reports in general.
This. Well, you're right. You're right, Oliver. Now, one thing that has got everybody in an uproar, in addition to the shooting, is now they've got the feds to enhance it, but I can hear Mr. Zimmerman with my naked ear say, first, all these assholes get away, and two, I hear him say, I heard that. Okay, I don't need NASA to tell me what I heard. I don't need a reporter. I heard it. Now, see, a slur in itself is not going to be something to put Zimmerman in jail, but it's going to be argued. That goes to his frame of mind, his course of conduct, what he was thinking at the time he was following the 17-year-old. So it's extremely incendiary.
Oh, I agree 100%, but I also agree that what you hear depends on your perspective, because I've listened to it several times myself, and one time I hear coon, and the other time I hear goon. And a lot of it depends on your perspective. We're at this point now in our country because of what everybody believes has happened based on half the story, and we're only getting the full story.
I want to hear you out, Mr. Oliver. So for right now, Liz, cut that music. I want to hear the 911 call.
They always get away. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. Something's wrong with him. Yeah, he's coming to check me out. He's got something in his hands. I don't know what his deal is.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need you to do that.
Okay.
To Joe Oliver, Mr. Zimmerman's friend, Joe Oliver, I know you heard that playback I played for you. Now, I could hear it. And again, while I don't condone it, he's not going to go to jail for a slur. You don't go to jail. You can say whatever you want to in this country.
No, I understand, but knowing George Zimmerman, I am finding it hard to believe that it was a slur. Like I said, I've listened to it many times, and one time I hear one thing, another time I hear another. I think it's all based upon your perspective. But on the 911 call, the call to the police dispatcher, two things I'd like to point out. You heard George said, first of all, he's checking me out. Second of all, when the police dispatcher told them that he didn't have to follow Trayvon, George responded, okay. To me, that supports George's claim that he was heading back towards his vehicle. George is a very law-abiding individual. That's why he didn't run. He didn't have any reason to run.
To Natalie Jackson, the Trayvon Martin family attorney, response?
My response is Joe Oliver was not there. I don't even know why he's on television giving these interviews.
Well, were
you
there?
He wasn't
were you there, ma'am?
No, I was not there.
Well,
but
there you go.
Witnesses. I am not putting forth a defense. All we're asking for is an arrest. We are saying arrest George Zimmerman. Have a jury and a judge decide what witnesses are credible that have seen it.